Hello and welcome to the Evolve Pipedrive podcast. My name is Bruce Bignell. I'm the sales director here. Before we start this episode with Gaurav, I'm joined by Gaurav Sharma, the CEO of JustCall. I first want to introduce JustCall. JustCall is a cloud-based phone system that integrates directly with Pipedrive and with a one-click to call function from within Pipedrive, which allows you to automatically log your calls with call recording, make your notes while you're in the call, with call durations, which is brilliant for reporting. My conversation with Gaurav, we go along topics such as how he came to start JustCall, its integration with Pipedrive, and his product roadmap and his vision for JustCall. I found it really exciting. Gaurav's a product founder, so there's some really key insights there, I think, how he's looking to build his company there. So I hope you enjoy my conversation with Gaurav Sharma, the CEO of JustCall. Hello and welcome to the Evolve Pipedrive podcast, where we talk all things sales, Pipedrive, apps and the Pipedrive marketplace. My name is Bruce Bignell. I'm the sales director here at Evolve, and today I feel very lucky to be joined by the CEO of JustCall, Gaurav Sharma. Hello, Gaurav. And we will be talking to you about JustCall, Pipedrive, the integration itself, and a little bit of the journey. We're having Gaurav here. So, Gaurav, as the CEO of JustCall, I did a little research of you online, right, with some of my podcast elves, and it says that you're a techie, that you're a techie, and so you're a product founder, right? Would you call yourself that?
Yeah, I call myself a product guy. I keep on building products. I have like hundreds of domains registered. I don't know when I build those products, but by default, by DNA, I'm a product guy. Always thinking about automating things.
Yeah, I love it, and obviously, so if you can tell us more a little bit about JustCall, your journey so far, and how did you come to found JustCall?
Sure, absolutely. I think so. Journey started almost 2016, 5 years back. Just taking a bit back. So before that I was running a company called Hello Society in LA, and that was for the first time I figured out that why businesses use software to automate different functions and how that helps their business grow. But I also figured out that SMBs are very underloved. Were very underloved in that domain. Like there was Salesforce, there were other big products, enterprises, but not for SMBs. So that's why I decided that, hey, let's build something for SMBs where they can get the same sort of automation, same sort of benefits of software. So I started this company with a big idea that we'll be building the default tech stack for sales and support people in next 10 years. So JustCall is as a starting point, because I believe that for all the sales and support tech stack, communication is the center point of it. And probably the most boring and the painful part as well, because voice and SMS, no one likes that, but they use it. So if you can just make that right, and if you can start earning the trust of your customers, you can start expanding your offering. So that was the basic idea for JustCall that we sort of started with. Let's start with something and modernize it.
And yeah. So, and were you running the two companies at the same time, or did JustCall kind of build so much steam and you kind of ran away with that?
No, I mean so I started this company as SAS Labs, the bigger idea, which will hopefully go public in next 5-10 years. That's a bigger idea. Yeah. So JustCall is the starting point for us. We're gonna have a complete suite of products for sales and support people, but I think you need to own the infra so that you can build on top of it. So JustCall will help us, will become that central pillar for us to build those bigger sort of things around sales.
And what markets are covered currently?
Sure. So in terms of geography, if you're talking about, it's US. US is our main market. US, Canada, then UK, then Australia. So these are the four main geographies where we are sort of doing the 95% of our business.
And you mentioned there, like the SMB market kind of not having the love. So what do you see the kind of size of business that you really like? What the sweet spot for JustCall?
Absolutely. I mean, if we just talk about where JustCall is playing, just to give an idea how big the opportunity is, There are over 17 million agents doing phone calls every day, be it support or sales. And the funny part is, or the opportunity is, that only 1.7 million are using a cloud phone. That's only 10% of the whole market which is available to us. So that's the kind of market we're talking about. It runs into billions of dollars, but that's for the VCs to know. But for us, it's a huge market. Only 10% of the agents are still using a cloud phone. So all those 17 million will eventually move to using CRM, using phone system, and other tools. So it's a huge market. It's a huge opportunity, and it's just growing, right? It's just growing.
Yeah. So what does that JustCall roadmap look like there? Just call. What does that roadmap? Obviously, is that AI? Is that like what happens? What happens there?
Sure, absolutely. I mean, so we are solving here for the life of sales and support agents. We want to make their lives easier, right? So there are four parts of their life in their job. One is training. Second is doing the job. Third is coaching, and fourth is automating. Uh, so JustCall is currently allowing them to do their job. That's 8-9 hours of the work that they do. They make calls, they receive calls, they do SMS, receive SMS. We also help them with automating all the call logging, all the tracking, and everything. Now, what's remaining is the training and the coaching part of it, and that's where AI comes
Mm.
in. Because in last 5 years, we have done tens of millions of phone calls, tens of millions, almost 100 million SMSs. So now we are in a very good position to build an amazing AI layer on top of it. We have already started doing a pilot with our customers. So something is we are going to launch something very soon around the AI offering.
Mm.
Like real-time call insights, real-time action points during a call, real-time call scorecard, so that if you're running a call center, you don't have to look at 100 calls which are going on. You just have to look at two calls which are having a score of like 2 out of 5. So that we're gonna make the life of call center managers, QC managers, super easy.
Yeah, I mean that is super powerful, right? That's super powerful. So, and in terms of the the current growth of the company, that it's all is it organic? Like you've got your sales agents, you've got your so how's that working?
No, I mean, so we've been growing pretty fast since the beginning, growing like triple digit every year, right? And we're also looking at some inorganic growth as well. So we've been talking to some of the companies in Europe for a possible acquisition, so that we can start giving more value to our customers, uh, right? Immediately. So I think we will be growing organically for sure, but we'll be doing some inorganic steps as well in the near future.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah,
It's kind of to really take off. So that's brilliant because I know a lot of people that listen to this um, are small businesses, right? That the Pipedrive users, which kind of leads on to that kind of integration there. So one of the key things of JustCall is that kind of one click logging into your CRM, like that
yeah,
simple
yeah.
integration. Was that always there from the beginning, like at the core of what you were trying to do, and where does that lead? And what's the roadmap look like?
Sure, absolutely. See, integrations has always been our main GTM. So it's been like the focus point for our company. Like because even today, 80 to 90% of our business new customers come from these channels only. We don't spend much in ads, anything. It's the love that we're getting from these marketplaces that
Mm.
that's helping us grow like triple digit every year. And and there is one thing. There is one. Let's say there's integration is like you make a call, it gets logged. Okay, that's done. But that's not where the story ends. Uh, there's more to that. For example, how do you route your phone calls? Can you make that smarter? Right. Let's say if someone is calling on your central number, normally what will happen is an IVR will pop up and you'll be like press one for sales, press two for support. But how can you automate that? Can you read the values of that contact and can route that phone call to the right agent immediately without going through that step? So there are a lot of automations, a lot
Mm.
of things that you can go deeper into your integrations. That will make these integrations even better. I think just logging phone calls is not enough. That's not where we stop. So something we have recently launched this something we call recipes. Uh, so these recipes are one step deeper integrations with all these partners that we integrate with. For example, in Pipedrive, we have like 8 or 9 recipes that we have, and these thing has come up to us because for last 4 or 5 years we have been working with thousands of businesses in understanding their business, like what exactly you're using Pipedrive for. How can we make more things automated for you, so that there is not a single manual work that your agents have to do pre or post phone calls. So that's the kind of
Yeah.
I call that as a moat for our business because we have been always close to our customers, our engineers. I'll tell you why. One of the reasons for our success has been like our engineers have been doing customer support for very long. So even myself,
Say that again. So your engineers are doing
yes,
customer
yes.
support.
So
So that's really, yeah, they're hearing from the customer, right?
yes, so
That's really
if anything goes wrong with Pipedrive integration, or if there is any feedback coming on from the Pipedrive integrations, our engineers not only know what code to write, but they also know why to write it. Like what's the business logic behind it. So that's a kind of unfair advantage that we have now around the understanding for the integration. So integration is not just about logging; it's way more than that. It's
mm,
like how can you automate your whole process. So there is not a single manual work that you have to do. Our understanding is that because of these integrations, your agents can save more than 200 hours every year. And just think about that. If your sales agent is saving 200 hours a year, you can do 200 hours of more sales. Uh, so that sort of doubles down your sales ROI.
yeah, your sales figures, and yeah, absolutely. That is. I just want to kind of, I guess, commend you on that piece with the engineers are in support. So did that come by design because you're a tech guy, right? And you
Yeah,
understand good ideas come from the customer, or was it a product of having a small team at the beginning? So how did that come about?
yeah, sure. So one is I've been like super customer centric guy always. Like I always wanted to
Mm,
remain close to our customers, always talk to a customer. And second was like we don't have choice. I mean, we bootstrapped this business, so we were a small team, and we were doing everything. We were doing the customer demos, we were doing the customer support, we were writing the code. So we didn't have choice, but even by default, and that's probably the reasons why it's in our DNA in the company of the DNA of the company. So we are about 150 people now, but everyone has that DNA to remain close to customers, go extra mile for your customer, listen to the feedback, and try and build that into a product so that hundreds of customers also get benefited with that. Uh, so, so one thing is that I think second thing is very important for us is that we also invested a lot of time in building partnership with Pipedrive or other partners as well.
mm,
So we have co-built a lot of things in Pipedrive. For example, you see panels right in the left in Pipedrive. Now you see panels.
correct. Yeah.
So our engineers were one of those first folks who Pipedrive talked to test and build these panels in the left side of the Pipedrive, which is a super interesting feature that they have. So we have also done that. So we have invested a lot of time and efforts into working with the teams who are running these products or marketplaces. Uh, so that has also helped us improve these products and our integrations parallelly.
No, I guess no. Thank you. That's a really really good insight. One last question, or a couple more. I always say that one last question. What's exciting you now? Like obviously you're five years in. What's exciting you with this Just Call and also to kind of bring it back round to I guess CRM and Pipedrive. You mentioned a little bit earlier about voice being at the heart of that kind of business comms piece.
Yeah.
So is that what's kind of helping you wake up in the morning, stay up late to take these calls with me? And so what's exciting you in the area?
I think the most exciting part is that the SMBs have started understanding the importance of CRM or the business tools, right? For the first time, we are seeing some of the most random businesses using software. For example, uh, a company in Midwest sort of area into like trash pickup business. They have like 80 trucks or 100 trucks which picks up trash, and they use
Yeah,
a CRM for that, and they use JustCall for that for the
yeah,
dispatchers. So
Yeah.
So it's so interesting. It's so new every day. It's so fresh that you listen about these demos that are happening and people are sharing their use cases. It's just every day is a new day basically. You're listening about and because we're selling in 40 plus countries. So what sort of innovations are happening in different countries? That also is a very good insight that we always get. Third is how COVID impacted different businesses. I'm just talking about the COVID time. So we also had a
Yeah. Yeah.
pulse of
Sure.
that, like what sort of businesses got impacted, what businesses did to come out of it well. So that's been like very interesting to be there in the front seat, helping those customers.
Yeah. I mean, you certainly. I know firsthand, or we know firsthand, at Evolve that the kind of the plethora of businesses that approach you, whether it's the more traditional call centers to um, a lift engineering company to whatever it might be, just to be, for them to be able to come up to the 21st century and have been working off a spreadsheet to then automating email templates to then having your calls logged. You can kind of really, one of our key tenants at Evolve, and how my business partner even came up with Evolve, was he actually wanted to revolutionize businesses.
Yeah,
Like that's the moving it. So he ran a catering firm, like a high end catering firm, and having three bits of tech just allowed him to make better
yeah,
decisions as a business owner. Win higher quality work, track what was going on. So there will be a whole host of businesses. To your point, in the SMB market, only 10% of people are using a VoIP
yeah,
system.
yeah.
So it's
Yeah, I've
fascinating.
come to this. I've come
Um,
to this understanding that if as and when you get like 5 people team, no matter what business you're doing, you need some software to
mm,
manage your relationships. So I think five
yeah.
people team is something kind of cut off where the chaos start happening, and that's the time when you start getting some softwares to solve for those chaos that's happening in your office.
Yeah. No, I like it. So, is there anything you would like to share in terms of where best to stay up to date with Just Call and things like this?
Absolutely. I mean, we have like JustCall.io. You please visit there. We have amazing customer support. If you have any questions, click on the chat and you'll get a reply in less than 3 minutes. I think you can go and try that right away. That's the best place.
And they're pretty good. They're engineers, right? So that they know
And that's 20,
they
24
they,
hour
they,
available.
they know.
No matter where you are in the world, it's 24-hour available.
Amazing. So yeah, and we'll be sure to. We've got some links to try out Just Call in the show notes here as well. So yeah, I'd just like to say thank you, Gaurav, and that's it for this week. This was the Evolve Pipedrive podcast, where we talk all things Pipedrive, sales, apps, and the Pipedrive marketplace. It's been an absolute pleasure to talk to with Gaurav today, the CEO of Just Call. Thanks, guys.
Thanks a lot.